Hey there, welcome back to the channel. This is Mara from MWS Draw, and this is day 20 of my Inktober challenge, or Tober actually, because I'm following the prompts from Jess Carp. I was looking through all the different Inktober challenges, and there were just so many amazing ones. Like, I've seen some that were like storybook inspired, where you would draw a drawing maybe every other day, or they gave you 2 days to do a drawing, and as the days passed it became like its own little illustrative, children's book or a type of story. I think I might want to do that one day. That sounds pretty interesting, because one day I'd love to be able to write and illustrate my own children's book, or maybe even an adult book. I don't know, but I've always wanted to write when I was younger, because I used to read a lot, and I was actually thinking of going into English as my major when I was in college, but I landed up going into art instead. But yeah, I love both writing and art, so maybe one day we'll see what happens when as this progresses. But I've been really out of practice. I haven't drawn anything pretty much since college. After college, I'd pick it up and doodle every now and again, but it was never like anything this intense. And even in college, I don't think I ever drew this much, because in college I was mainly a digital animation major, and being that animation relies a lot on like drawing skills and drawing the figure form, we never really focused on that, to be honest. We just sat down at a computer and tried to learn Maya and build frames and animate objects and people and things. And I mean, they weren't even already built frames. We had to build everything ourselves from the ground up, and so that took a lot of time. And I feel like it would have been better if I had focused more on the art, the formal art side. That would have been a lot better than delving straight into digital animation. As far as digital animation as a career here, at the time when I was in college, there was Squaresoft was opening a branch here, because Final Fantasy had just come out, and it was this really big thing. And then the movie didn't do so well, and then they closed up shop here and they left. So I didn't want to leave where I was, so I decided, well, there goes that career choice, because that's pretty much what we focused on, was digital animation. And we were already at that 4-year point in our degree, so it was kind of like starting over again would have been hard, if not set us back a lot. So I decided to just hurry up and graduate and move on to something else, unfortunately. But I've always loved art, and it's been a long time since I gave myself the opportunity to pick it up again. When I was watching, I watch a lot of YouTube. I've been watching YouTube ever since its creation. That's how old I am. But yeah, I mean, I think YouTube was just coming out when I was in college, I think. I'm not sure when YouTube came out, but it was in its early days. And at the time, we didn't have the resources there is now. Like, you can go on YouTube and just Google or look up how to paint, how to draw a dog, how to watercolor. But back then we had to kind of figure everything out on our own. So it wasn't like I knew how to make art a career at that point. So sadly, I left that behind and moved on. But now Just Tober's here, and Just Carp re-inspired me to just pick it up and just do it for fun, because I forgot how much fun art was, for me anyway. Because I used to stay up late at night drawing all kinds of anime art, from Ranma to any kind of Disney thing. I would watch VHS tapes in my room at night, and I would pause it on certain scenes and draw out the scenes. And I wish I'd kept some of that work, but as a kid, we didn't get sketchbooks a lot. I draw on like regular copy paper, and then it would get lost or ripped or bent, whatever. So yeah, I don't have much from my earlier art days. Wish I did. And as far as supplies, my mom, she didn't really buy us a lot, but I wouldn't say she never bought us anything. She bought me some nice color pencils at one point, and I really used those down to the bone. But it's like, once she buys it, she didn't ever buy it again. So once that medium ran out, that was it. And so I wasn't into paint because I didn't know how to use it. And so watching Jess carve, you know, how easily she just creates these illustrations, and it's probably not easy. I mean, just trying to think of something, and all her years of practice, you know, you can tell she's really good. And yeah, just seeing how she creates these little works of art in her sketchbook has been pretty inspiring to me, and I wanted to try it myself. And for this day 20 of Inktober or Jesttober, it was the angelfish. And it's funny because I'm not really a fish person, but my dad always had fish when we were growing up. And when he moved to the mainland, he gave me his two big fish. He had one big goldfish and one big angelfish. And they were big. Like, I was surprised. Like, at the time, I didn't realize how rare it was for them to get that big and be that healthy. And I never knew anything about taking care of fish. My dad never taught me how. So poor fish, I just kind of did everything wrong with them, and I kept them alive for a good couple years, and then finally they passed away one by one. I think the goldfish first, because the goldfish, they get all these like little diseases and bumps on them, and I wasn't the type to handle the fish and scrape it off of them. It was pretty nasty. But the angelfish lasted a little longer, poor thing. And you know, too bad. I wish I had known then what I know now about taking care of fish, and I pretty much ruined their the water quality, and that's probably why they died. But yeah, so it brought back a little bit of memories with drawing this angelfish. This fish that I'm painting here is not what my dad's angelfish looked like. I couldn't find a picture of one similar, so I just picked one. But it was pretty big, about the same size, so that's why I picked this one here. And I'm using right now poster paint, Pentel poster paint. And the reason why I picked this medium is because this paper in this sketchbook is god-awful. Oh my god. I bought this sketchbook from Walmart, and it said it was a mixed media sketchbook, so I thought, oh, okay, maybe it'll hold up. And it said it holds up well to wet and dry medium, so I thought, okay, we'll give it a try. And me not having any experience at all with art, you know, like watercolor or nothing, I didn't check to see if it would hold up well before I bought it, because now that I'm looking at the paper, I can tell that, oh, it's so dry and thin that I know that the water just peels up the paper. So I picked poster paint because I can lay it on a little thicker, and this is probably absolutely not how you're supposed to use poster paint, because poster paint is kind of similar to gouache but more pigmented. And I don't think it's as light. It's not light fast like gouache is. That's why people don't use it for, you know, art. They only use it for like scanning and digital animation type things. But it has such vibrant colors, and yeah, that's why I use that. It's cheaper too if you think about it than gouache is, depending on the type of gouache you buy. So I use poster paint just to kind of lay on the colors really thick. And then I tried doing some light washes, but it comes out very patchy on this paper. It's not the paint itself. I just wanted to try and keep everything for Inktober in this book, which is why I haven't switched out to watercolor paper to give it a try. Maybe I will, because I do have some loose watercolor paper on the side that I could probably just glue into the book. But I'm kind of stubborn, and I wanted to just use the book as it was. So I'm using poster color here on this angelfish, and yeah, I think it came out okay. It blends pretty well. The poster paint though, I find that once it dries, you can re-blend it, but it gets a little patchy because it gets super dry, almost chalky. And so when you put the a wet brush back down on it, it leaves these like dark gray spots. So it's kind of confusing to see if that's actually pigment or if it's just wet. So I've had a little bit of issues with that, but you know, yeah, so far I've been liking using it. My sister actually sent me a bunch of these Pentel poster paints from Japan because she's living there right now, and it was just like, oh, like kid in a candy store when I got that box, and there were so many different colors. Maybe one day I'll do a little video on all the different poster colors I have that she sent me. But I really love the consistency of it. It's almost like acrylic paint, but a little bit thinner. Some of them, some are thick, but some are thinner. And it just glides on the paper really nicely, and it mixes so nicely. But I know this is not anything light fast or archival in any way, so that's why I use it in my sketchbook, as just to play with. And yeah, I really like how it goes on. I can't wait to get a watercolor sketchbook so I can try using my watercolors again, because I was trying the watercolors, but they were just making the paper pill, and then it would like get all patchy looking because the paper would come lifting up, and it was just not working very well in this particular book. So the type of paper really matters. I've come to find out. Like, you think, oh, you know, just use whatever, but no, that's not the case. But yeah, I really liked the way this fish came out. Not too hot on the coral color in the background, but it matched pretty close to what was in the reference photo that I found. So I just tried to make it very generic looking because I wanted the fish to pop, but the colors just don't jive with each other, I think. So I think maybe one day when I revisit this, I will try and change up the colors to give it more color harmony. That's something I'm trying to learn more about too, in color harmony. About color harmony, and also about drawing better figures. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it inspires you as well to pick up art again if you've left it for a while, or if it's just something you're dabbling in, wanting to try. I believe anybody can be an artist. Anybody can do art. It's a learned skill. It's not something that you're just not good at. You can be good at it if you really want to. So I always try to encourage my kids to try and draw. My son, he's so good at drawing Godzilla. One day I'm gonna get some of his pictures and post it on here and show you some of the stuff he's drawn. And he's only 9, but he's been drawing Godzilla since he was like 6 years old. So I feel like, you know, if you really want to learn something, you can. And anyway, hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you next time. And remember, keep on drawing. Bye.